Hey guys and gals, what's up? This is Gimli1357 here, and today we're finally doing part 3 of the collectibles in Atomic Heart. They have since patched the achievements for the collectibles so they can actually be gotten, thankfully. Today we're going to be covering the two areas, the Theater and the Pavlov Complex. These are going to be the last two areas before we move to the open world. Now, speaking of the open world, when you're in the open world area, right before you go down into the theater, you're going to have this big boss fight up here, and then you're going to head down into these stairs. The elevator to go into the theater is to your left, but first, go ahead and pick up this chirper sitting on the table right there. There you go. Once you have picked up said chirper, you are going to head down previously said elevator and ride that down into the bottom. After a short little elevator ride, you're going to head inside and turn to your right, and you will find a corpse that you can talk to. He doesn't have subtitles, but you can talk to him.
You've been without a woman for so long, Major.
Wait, what did you just say to me? Okay, anyway, you're going to move on from where the ballerinas are dancing, and there's confetti, and then you're going to head on into here. There's a lock on that door and a save room there. And you'll want to walk all the way around to this little refrigerator laying down. Go ahead and pick up that little chirper. There you go. Now, moving on from that chirper, you're going to have to fight a little gooey creature thing in here in this big room. And then you'll have to climb through this tunnel for the mission. Once you climb through the tunnel, you're going to head over to your right and then to your left. Before you activate the little combo thing on the wall, there is a chirper just chilling out right there. Go ahead and pick that one up. Now from this chirper, you're going to head into the elevator after you activate the little combo thing to turn it on. Head all the way up to the top floor. And you're going to head over this way to where there's yet another ballerina sitting on this table. And you're going to go ahead and pick up this chirper and then just look over here while you pick up the chirper. And then once you've gotten that chirper, you're going to head down into this area right across from there. You have to do like a little dash midair to get up into this room, where you'll find another talking corpse with no subtitles. But he is talking, I promise. Moving on from him, there is another little area just below here that you can step down into. And you're going to find a chirper sitting on this table with a staticky white screen TV. Go ahead and pick up that chirper. Now from this chirper, you're going to head right on over here, and there's a corpse here that glows, but he doesn't talk. So there's still some bugs. Maybe someday you'll be able to talk to him. It doesn't matter for progress. You can still get the achievement, but just highlighting it in case someday in the future you could talk to that guy. Moving on from there, though, you're going to head over to your right once you walk out of that room, jump across that gap, and head into here where you'll find a little chirper sitting next to this fancy magic mirror that makes you look attractive. And once you've picked up that chirper, you are going to head into this little hole that's hidden up here on the wall. Totally hidden, definitely very difficult to find. It wasn't just me. And you'll find a chirper sitting on this desk right back here. There you go. Now moving on from this chirper, you're going to come into this room where there's a lot of security cameras and bots and things, and there's the two giant masks on the ceiling. If you go left from where the big masks are, you will find this little hallway back here where you can walk back and find, that's right, a chirper sitting on the counter. Go ahead and pick that one up. And once you've gotten that chirper, you're going to want to turn to your left. There will be a lock on the door you'll have to open, and then you'll find this corpse sitting here with a little schematic laying on the ground next to him. Make sure you pay attention to what that schematic is, because you'll need it later. And you actually have to talk to that guy for a mission, but you don't get the mission until you come in here. But either way, you'll have to talk to that corpse. Once you come into this big room, though, you'll find the bartender / concession stand attendant sitting back here. You can go ahead and talk to her real quick. Then from there, you're going to head up this broken goo-covered ramp to find a chirper sitting on the table back here. Go ahead and grab that one. Moving on from that chirper, you're going to head back over to the top of the goo-covered slope, where you'll find this dead guy, who is the dead guy who tells you to go talk to the other dead guy, but we already talked to the other dead guy, so we're good. Now we're going to use that fancy schematic that I hope you memorized, and if you didn't, it was this one, and this one. There you go, and you can open up the lock. You have to do this for the actual story progression anyway, but you'll come in here, and you will find a chirper sitting right here on this little desk right inside. Go ahead and pick that one up. Now, once you've gotten that, you're going to have to do a little performance stage thing for the story. You have to start it from this little computer. Once you start the performance, there will stand down here, will spin around, and there will be a nice, pretty little ballerina lady just sitting there, just ballerinaing, and she has a chirper with her. So go ahead and pick that up. You can also wait till you're about to have a big fight with a bunch of goo monsters, so go ahead and pick that up either before or after. It doesn't spin around afterwards, so you can wait if you really want to. But you have time. Anyway, once you pick that up, you can head into this back room, whip around here, and you will find an engineer, who we don't care about, but where you can find 2 dead bodies. Now, these are 2 dead bodies, but you only talk... Either one you talk to, it'll have the same conversation. It just bounces back and forth. But you'll see it says dead Prima and then dead Ballerina, so I'm counting it as 2 dead bodies. I don't know. Later on, you'll get to this room where you have to put a bunch of bots into debug mode. But the first room on your left, you're going to head into here, and you'll find this big, creepy, fiery thing where this creepy lady's holding a creepy chirper that you can listen to, and it's really creepy. And it's... I don't even know what that's supposed to be. Anyway, from there, you're going to turn around and run out of there because it's creepy. And then you'll find this hallway again where all the ballerinas are. But there's a little chirper sitting here on the chair, so go ahead and pick that up before we do all the debugging. Debugging. Darn bugs. Anyway, you'll get to this area. This is the end of the theater. You'll have a big fight on this stage with all the robots and stuff. Once you finish the fight, you have to finish it first. You will be able to talk to this corpse that's back here. And then from that corpse, you'll want to walk towards the creepy dancing robots. Why is this area so creepy? You'll find a chirper sitting next to those 3. So go ahead and pick up that chirper. And then from that chirper, you are going to head just a little bit over to your right. Not quite up the ramp, but next to it, there's a chirper sitting on the chairs right here. So go ahead and pick that one up. There we go. Alright, and that is all the areas for the theater, so we're now going to be moving on to the Pavlov Complex, or medical facility, whatever it is. This is, as you progress through the story, you'll come to this part where you go down an elevator to enter the complex. Once you're inside, immediately you'll have to fight a bunch of stuff in here, and then there's this chirper sitting on a desk just to the right and down the hall on the left wall, where there's a incredible chirper, which you will pick up and then head on down these stairs. Once you head on down the stairs, you're going to head into the first room on your right, do a little Yui, and guess what? It's a chirper. Let's go ahead and pick up that chirper. There we go. Tragedy. Alright, and from that chirper, you're going to turn around, head back out here, head down the stairs yet again, head through this room, take a right, keep going forward, take a left. I put up my yellow shield thing because sometimes there's fire there that could burn you. There's still a lot of stuff you'll have to fight down here. Once you get all the way to the end, you'll find this guy who just immediately starts talking to you, but he's not one of the talking dead bodies because you can't actually have a conversation. He doesn't glow. But he does talk. What you really want is this chirper sitting on a toilet, which is a very sanitary place to keep your chirpers. I mean, basically like using your phone on the toilet, right? It's pretty much it's like the same thing. You just set it right on the toilet seat. Anyway, you'll be moving on to this point where you'll have to get a cookie to open up this door. This is part of the story. Yet again, there'll be a room where you fight a bunch of more goo monsters. It's the only time that you need a cookie to put into the lock for this story. So once you've done that, you're going to head inside, turn left, and there'll be a little operating table with a body on it that we don't care about, and a chirper that we do care about, so we're going to pick it up. Once we've picked up the one thing we care about in this room, we're going to head over to the other one thing that we care about in the room. 1 + 1 is 1. Anyway, there's an evil dead man. Talk to him, because he wants to complain about being evil. Now that we're done with the one and one thing that are one in this room, we're going to hit the elevator button in here, and ride the elevator down. Once we get down to the bottom of the elevator, take a right, and guess what? It's another chirper. So go ahead and pick that one up. Now that we've picked that up, we're in this room where there's lots of robots and goo monsters. Once you've cleared a lot of them out, you'll have to get up to the second floor. And once you're on the second floor, you're going to take these stairs over here up to the third floor where there's a lock on the door. But before we open up that lock, we're going to want to talk to the dead florist who is just hanging out on the floor. That's why she's a florist, is because she's on the floor. Anyway, you're going to get to this room where there's a bunch of little robots in here that you'll have to fight. Hard to miss this room because you have to walk through it. And there's a chirper that you don't have to walk through, but you should pick up. Once you have picked up said chirper, you're going to move through that room. You'll get to this part where you climb up the stairs, and there's a big statue in here. More robots to fight. Fire over there. Don't worry about that. It's fine. Everything is fine. This is fine. Go ahead and talk to the dead doctor, because she's laying on the dock of the ship. We're in a ship now. The floor is a ship, so the florist is a doctor. Anyway, once you go up the stairs, you will find this chirper sitting on the benches. Go ahead and pick that one up where there's more carcasses because they're in cars. Moving on to the last little area where there's a bunch of bloody goo polymer creatures. Make sure you grab this before you walk all the way down to the end, because the end will trigger a cutscene that will make you leave this complex. So grab the last chirper in this area right next to the bloody bear. And this is also the last chirper for this part of the guide, which I hope you all enjoyed. And tune into Gamer's Guide and the Gamer's Guide channel Xbox Club for more achievement tips, shorts, and guides, including part 4 coming soon. See y'all later, folks.